Question 7. So, we want to take the derivative of y equals 1 over 2x squared plus 4 squared. And we want to get started by just finding the inner function. The inner function in this case will be just 2x squared plus 4. 2x squared plus 4. Now, what is then our outer function? Well, f of x will be just everything else, right? So 1 over x squared. So whatever is the g of x becomes the x for the f of x, right? Yes, it does. So we have 1 over x squared. I will rewrite this, though, as x to the power of negative 2. If this doesn't make sense, please review exponent rules. Great. Now, this is the chain rule. Y prime is f prime of g of x times g prime of x. So let's get started by finding f prime of x. And then we'll find f prime of g of x. And then later g prime of x. So what is the derivative, in other words f prime of x, of x to the power of negative 2? Well, I can just bring down the negative 2. So we have negative 2 times x to the power of negative 3, because we just subtract 1 from the negative 2. So this will be equivalent to negative 2 over x cubed. So that's f prime of x. But we want f prime of g of x. Right? Yeah, that's what we want, right there. So what do? Well, we just take the g of x and we place it right there instead of the x. That's all we do. Fantastic. Don't forget this negative here, by the way. So this whole thing is f prime of g of x. But we also want g prime of x. What is that going to be? Well, what is the derivative of 2x squared? I can bring down the 2 multiplied by the 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So I have 4x. Now we subtract 1 from that 2. We just get a 1, but I don't need to write it down. And the derivative of 4 is a constant. The derivative of any constant is just 0. So g prime of x is just 4x. Great. Now, y prime is going to be equal to f prime of g of x, which is this whole thing. Negative 2 over 2x squared plus 4 cubed, multiplied by g prime of x, which is just 4x. Then we can multiply these two together. 2 times 4x is just 8x, so we have negative 8x over 2x squared plus 4 cubed. And that's it.